Elevating the Quality of Life by Xuefeng. The holographic universe theory tells us that every one of us possesses divine, demonic, Buddhist, fairy, goblin, human, ghostly, and animalistic traits, signifying that a single grain of sand contains a whole world, a single leaf embodies enlightenment. Transitioning from animalistic to human nature, from human to fairy and Buddhist natures, and from fairy and Buddhist natures to divine nature is what we call the elevation of life quality. What I wish to discuss is the elevation from human nature to fairy nature. How can one elevate from human nature to fairy nature? This requires understanding the distinction between human nature and fairy nature. Human nature is characterized by selfishness and short-sightedness, valuing material gains, and pursuing money, power, status, and fame to the greatest extent, seeking to possess and own resources. This includes not only natural resources but also social and sexual resources. As humans, we always consider our own benefits in relation to others, society, and nature. Faced with benefits, humans will disregard laws and emotions, resorting to lies, deceit, scheming, manipulation, and harming life. As humans, we often experience jealousy, comparison, anger, hatred, arrogance, inferiority, and insatiable greed, as well as sadness, worry, anxiety, fear, and fright. Fairy nature is characterized by selflessness and egolessness, worry-free and hassle-free existence, free from hatred and regrets, valuing spiritual and mental richness, adapting to circumstances, going with the flow, acting naturally, and living freely. Fairies do not possess any resources, do not control anyone or anything, do not establish special relationships with anyone, do not join any organizations or religions, and are devoid of concepts of ethnicity, nation, religion, or political party. They revere the Creator, life, and nature, do not harm any life, own nothing, and yet possess everything. Understanding the differences between human and fairy natures provides us with a direction and goal for our efforts. Regarding how to elevate from human to fairy nature, I have written hundreds of articles for reference. In this piece, I will reiterate and add some content. Firstly, you must step out of traditional production and lifestyle patterns and enter new ones, otherwise, almost all efforts are unlikely to succeed. For example, to achieve owning nothing yet possessing everything, which is impossible in traditional production and lifestyle patterns. Without anything of your own, you might just starve to death. Only by entering new production and lifestyle patterns will you not only avoid starvation but also possess everything. Just for this point, living in traditional lifestyle patterns and expecting to elevate life quality through cultivation is like trying to lift oneself into the sky by pulling one's hair. It's utterly impossible. One might say that any cultivation not breaking free from traditional production and lifestyle patterns is like lighting a lamp in daylight, a waste of effort and self-deception. The elevation of life is a matter of detail. Slogans are useless, reading all classics is useless, writing millions of words of theoretical articles is useless, constructing numerous churches, temples, and Taoist temples is useless, helping countless people and saving numerous lives is useless, following many masters is useless, being praised by many people is useless, donating to many charities is useless, inventing and creating numerous beneficial high-tech products is useless, owning wealth, holding high positions, creating welfare for the people are all useless. These can only prove one's merits but cannot prove the elevation of one's human nature to fairy nature. To become something, you must transform into it. If you wish to become a cabbage, you must turn into a cabbage. If you want to become the sun, you must become the sun. Let me give some examples to explain what detailed effort means. If you usually live in a villa but one day you are asked to live in a thatched cottage, sleeping not on a Simmons mattress but on wheat straw, how would you feel? If you feel uncomfortable and unhappy, it tells you that your life quality remains human, not fairy. If you find it interesting, fun, and very happy, then it proves you no longer possess human nature, you have acquired fairy nature. If you usually eat delicacies from land and sea but one day you are asked to eat boiled cabbage and potatoes without even a pinch of salt, and you find it hard to swallow, it tells us you only possess human nature, not fairy nature. If you still enjoy the meal and feel grateful, you have already left behind human nature and possess fairy nature. One day, you find your beloved being playful, frolicking, and making love with someone of your gender. If you feel jealous, angry, or even enraged, do not ask. Your life's nature is human. Conversely, if you sincerely wish for your loved one's happiness in your heart and feel joyful, do not doubt. Your life's nature is fairy. One day, you find yourself deceived by someone you are familiar with and have a good relationship with, all your money is gone. What do you feel inside? If it infuriates you, makes you want to curse or hit them, or even wish them dead, then you possess human nature. If you remain indifferent, unconcerned, and even think in your heart, poor person, about to be taken by the devil, I hope they repent and be blessed with auspiciousness. At that moment, you are no longer human, you are a fairy. When someone trusts you unconditionally, regardless of what you do, and you often secretly do things without letting them know, you are human, not a fairy. You deceive and betray others' trust. You are a liar, even if no one in the world knows you secretly deceive them, even if the heavens do not know you betrayed someone's trust in you, your life quality has not elevated. When you flatter and praise someone for your own benefit, acting very obedient and submissive, but often curse them in your heart, this bastard, I wish I could kick him, and frequently act against his will behind his back, it indicates you still possess human nature, not fairy nature. With the examples above, we could list thousands more. My intention is to show that a person's life quality is reflected in countless details. If the details do not meet the standard, shouting slogans loudly is futile. Pretending flawlessly might deceive the world and the gods, but it results in no elevation of life quality, ultimately failing to reach heaven. February 23, 2023. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Consider checking important information.